Tier 1, Chapter 39. Okay, I lied earlier. This is the chapter where I want to know what you think of Sherry.
Chapter 39. I hear humming. A low, consistent humming. Is it the car? Did I fall asleep in the car again? I open my eyes and stretch my jaw, feeling mucus crusted to my lips and the edges of my mouth. I move to wipe it away, but can't. My arms won't move. Looking down, I see that they are restrained. The chair I am propped up in is slightly reclined. Everything is soft and comfortable, considering. My eyelids feel like lead, and I still can't keep them open long enough to figure out where I am or why I am here. I hear a door open and a woman walks in. It's Sherry. She walks to the chair sitting close to me and uses a damp cloth to wipe my lips before brushing the hair from my eyes. Sherry, where am I? I ask. My voice is thick and slow. I clear my throat. Hey, it's okay. Just breathe. I will explain everything in a few minutes. Just let yourself fully wake up. She smirks. I don't want to have to repeat myself. I do what she says. I breathe. Suddenly, I remember and my body jolts. There it is, Sherry says wryly. Sherry, Eric and the boys, I don't know where they are. I was talking with Nick and then I saw you and Grace. What is going on? My heart is racing and I am pulling furiously on the restraints. My legs won't move and I see that they are fastened as well. I know, Kate. I know. It's okay. I promise we're going to talk about all of that, but you need to calm down. Eric and the boys are safe. She should have led with that. You're sure? Why weren't they in line? I'm sure. Just calm down and we can talk about everything. I try to calm my heart rate. I take deep breaths, hold, and then release, focusing on calming images in my mind. It's extremely difficult, but I trust Sherry. If she says they are safe, I believe her. Good job, Kate. Your vitals are normalizing. Just a minute more and we can start. I continue to breathe, forcing my questions to the back of my mind. Sherry pulls up a chair close to me, my body feeling cold on that side as she shifts into it, taking her warmth with her. Okay, ready? I nod. Do you want me to start? Sherry asks. I nod again. I don't even know what questions to ask. I obviously know how hard the last few months have been for you and Eric and the boys. I was really impressed with how willing you were to adjust and move forward with Nick once you understood the situation. I surmised that Eric had told you everything after he came back after the ceremony. It didn't make sense that he would suddenly come home for a night just to support someone he knew he couldn't be with. You acted strong that next week. I assured Grace and the rest of the committee that you were well on your way. They are completely committed to these pairings and were very concerned about yours in particular. There were only a few pairs that were taken from existing pairings. A majority of the matches they found were between young or single individuals. There are other pairs like mine? Only a few, but yes, not in this territory. I motion for her to continue. I was sure that everything would go perfectly as long... She sighs and looks down at the blanket over my legs. As long as Eric was committed, too. I knew that you would fiercely defend whatever you thought was best for him. As soon as you asked for that meeting with him, I was worried. Worried about what? I ask, my voice still hoarse. Worried that seeing each other would make him, or you, reconsider. Why is that such a terrible thing? I mean, I know it's definitely not what the committee would deem best for society, but how do they know for sure? What if Eric and I have some other purpose we need to fulfill? What if our kids need us and they have another path to walk? How can they be so sure that gene propagation is the only best interest? I hear you, Kate, but you already know the answer to that. This system works. It has created peace, safety, health, all of it. We are so much better off now. You can't expect everyone to throw that away because one pairing isn't as cut and dry. She replies, her voice biting. Yes, this system works, but it's been so long since we tried selection like this. It seems like moving forward with caution would be recommended in this situation. It is completely different from past initiatives. I don't understand how the committee isn't seeing this. Kate? Sherry asks. I realize I have been staring past her. Are you okay? She puts her hand on my shoulder. Yes, sorry, just thinking. Should we take a break? No, I really want to continue. Okay, so rewind. As soon as you set that meeting with Eric, I was extremely nervous that something would derail. I recommended that we record the meeting. I open my mouth, but Sherry cuts me off. I know that probably makes you upset with me, and I wish I could say that I'm sorry, but Kate, look what happened. Eric passed you a note, yes? I stare at her. Yes. We couldn't see what it said, but after hearing your conversation, you have been listening to us? We had no choice, she nearly shouts, exasperated. You haven't been completely upfront with me, or Grace, or Nick. What were we supposed to do? I am absolutely shocked. This is not the world I know. People who have done their conditioning and are compliant with continued training have complete flexibility in Tier 1. We fulfill our societal responsibilities and are then expected to take care of ourselves, work on projects we are interested in, raise our children, and find new ways to contribute. Never would I have guessed that someone was spying on me, or anyone for that matter. I thought Eric was being paranoid. Apparently not. You were supposed to trust me, I blurt out. You, of all people, should know how I felt, the kind of stress I was under. You should have been my advocate, not recommending that the committee invade my privacy. Kate, I am your advocate. I advocated for you up until I felt like you were distancing yourself. I stepped in to help. And if you felt like someone's actions were endangering society, I know that you would have stepped in as well. How am I endangering society, Sherry? By wanting to stay with my parent and raise my children, I am a danger? I try hard to keep the emotion out of my voice, but I am not entirely successful. Yes, exactly. You and Eric both know what's at stake here, and you are moving toward an easier path, a more comfortable option. That attitude is a danger. Just the other day, you were telling me that our differences are our strength. Our actions are determined by our genetics and social inputs, right? So Eric and I are acting in the only way we can act. When Eric couldn't move forward, I couldn't either, knowing that he was suffering. It is what it is. We aren't strong enough. We haven't had enough societal preparation, or our bonding is strong enough that it overpowers the conditioning we do have, or we are faulty. I don't know. You tell me. Now it is my turn to shout, and I immediately regret it. I know Sherry is trying to help. Exactly, Kate. Exactly. She nods, her voice calm. Eric's actions and your response made it very apparent that you did not have the conditioning and subsequent mental and physical strength to be able to handle this. Sherry's voice becomes strained, and for the first time I notice that she also has dark purple circles underneath her eyes. What does that mean then? Eric and I are open to possibilities. We know, or at least I knew, that there wasn't much chance of us staying in Tier 1 once we were back together. It would be blatantly disregarding our societal responsibility. So, what do we need to do? Sherry looks at me unblinking. Can we take off the restraints and discuss this? I ask. No, Kate. I feel horrible that you have to be in this condition, but I do think it's for the best. What do you mean? I ask, my voice a mere whisper. Where is Eric? Can we discuss this together? The committee has decided that in order to proceed, we will need to do reversal therapy on you and Eric. We can take you both back to a point where you remember each other, but not as deeply. It will help with the transition. My body tenses. What transition? Sherry, are they seriously going to try and force us to move forward with this? I already told Nick there's no way he will want to proceed now. He knows how I feel, not to mention that this is completely violating my freedom to act. It is not a violation. You are not willing to fulfill your societal obligations, and that alone is enough to justify action by the committee. What if our obligations are not agreeable? In every other aspect of my life in Tier 1, I was given flexibility to find the path that suited me. Flexibility to learn from my own actions and results that come because of them. How is it justified that I would be forced into a pairing, forced to procreate? All of that should be determined by my brain and my body. I hear you. Sherry smiles wanly. I know that it doesn't sound right. But in a situation like this, where there is so much riding on a specific action, Berg is not willing to leave that solely up to you and Eric. They see this pushback as a failure on their part. How did two Tier 1 individuals act in their own self-interest over the whole? It's a valid question. We have been taught and trained since the day we were born to protect the whole over self. What went wrong? Did our family become the whole in my mind? I feel more strongly about doing for them instead of doing for society? Maybe it feels too disconnected? I have let everybody down, including Eric, yet I am still fiercely against this plan of action. Sherry, you can't believe that this is the best option. I don't know much about reversal therapy, but I do know that it isn't as effective when someone is unwilling. Sherry sighs. Kate, honestly, can you not see that we are trying to help? Something has gone wrong, and I, along with the committee, are trying to fix it, to put you in a situation where you can be successful. But it's success on their terms, I plead. No, it is success on everyone's terms. We have all agreed that this is the life we want to protect. She stares me down. You have to accept that your logic is flawed. Let me help. My eyes fill with tears. This is unimaginable. These last few months have been unimaginable. Where did I go wrong? What did I miss? Please, I say. If this is going to happen, can I please see Eric and the boys one last time? Before she protests, I continue. It shouldn't change anything. You are going to reverse it anyways. If I can see them, I will do it. Willingly. I won't fight. It will be more effective that way, and Berg should be happy. I can see that she is considering. She taps her sensor and sends a message. I will ask Kate. I can't promise anything.